really isn't anything to gloat about. The reason being is this was NXT's WrestleMania, and NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. It was a 2-night thing, basically exactly what they're doing for WrestleMania, with a lot of championships on the line, with a lot of storylines coming to an end, if you will. At this takeover, part of the other portion is that they're moving to Tuesday nights now. You are comparing a WrestleMania caliber takeover to AEW's Dynamite, and they only got 50,000, or I think it was 50,000, because I think the disparity was 718 to 668. About 50,000 more viewers. That is not a win. That's not a win. And I'm not trying to be negative as like a AEW stan, if you will, or anything like that. It's just the truth. I wouldn't count that as one. If I was a diehard NXT fan, yes, it's great. You guys got more viewers. I just would not compare a WrestleMania takeover to a Dynamite regular show. Yes, they had Mike Tyson on it, but it's not AEW's. It's not like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Not like a major event, like a pay-per-view, which NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver was of that caliber.
Yeah, I understand what you mean by that. They make it more. Triple H said this just the other day in our press during a conference call, whatever. He's like, fans, there's things that the fans say out there that he's like, I don't understand why people are saying this for. It's like they're just going to make something out of a whole lot of nothing. There's different subjects are going on, and it's like that. Of course, people are making a lot more out of like Chris Jericho being on a Stone Cold podcast, which is cool. I was surprised by it too, but
it's a big deal, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a big deal, absolutely, because you don't ever see anybody from a different company on WWE. I'm not making it sound like it's not a big deal. I think it's more or less, Triple H said, hey, we're open for business. If it's good for business, then we'll do it. It was surprising. Absolutely, I'm not taking that away. I just think it's more or less things in general. Like, once again, Wednesday Night Wars. It's like they're making more of, you go to like someone like the Big Show, Paul White. Let's go to that. It would have been better, I think, it's a surprise, but of course TNT didn't want it that way. But, as far as a surprise, appearance not being advertised ahead of time, if he got to go ahead from Vince to do it, hey, go for it. I think that's cool. But with Jericho, that's a big surprise. I was stunned that they would allow that, and hey, if they can do what's good for business, now it's interesting to see what else they do after that episode. So, I was not expecting that. It's like anybody else wasn't expecting that. But, as Triple H says, we're open for business. Well, you say that, but there's somebody else in there who never says that.
Right. And the thing is, and I've seen some clips here, and I was wondering how they're going to treat it. They showed some clips on YouTube where Stone Cold asked him a couple different things, and he's like, oh, who's your top 2 tag partners? He goes, Big Show and Sammy Guevara. I'm like, oh, wow, he actually mentioned Guevara by name. I wonder how this will work out with WWE. But we'll see how everything goes there. I mean,
they said there was nothing that was going to be, all questions are welcomed. There was no subject that was off limits.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to me because WWE has never done this in the past, and I have trust issues with WWE. It's an abusive relationship. I've been struck a couple times. I'm not exactly in the trusty mood to WWE at the moment.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that. I'm same here. Same here. It's one of those. Oh, they could do that. Oh no, they're not going to do that. Yeah, kind of thing. I know what you mean. That's how much are they going to allow? I was even kind of surprised when they had AJ Styles on the Stone Cold podcast. They were able to mention TNA. I was like, wow, you're actually going to mention someone you didn't buy out.
Well, it's kind of weird because WWE has more of a working relationship with Impact for like old tapes from AJ and old tapes from Samoa, which was kind of weird to see. But I can kind of see why they needed that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, by far.
But this is a little bit different. This is someone actively on a different TV show.
Oh, yeah.
On the WWE network. So now it leads me to wonder if Stone Cold's like, hey man, I would really, really like to have MJF. He's lighting up everything. I really like to have MJF on the Broken Skull sessions. I'd be really, really shocked if WWE goes with that.
Oh yeah, this has nothing to do with it. WWE, and or at least it never has had.
Well, he had when he was on the Independents, he was on TV on WWE once as like someone walking with Ryback.
Well, I guess what I'm getting at, he didn't have any things significant.
Right, right.
That's what I'm getting at. It's like, yeah, people have sometimes or one shot or one done and over with as a security guard or whatever, whatnot, and I that's what I'm being that, it's not so much I'm looking at someone who has a significant past with WWE, not so much a walking with somebody or playing at the security guard or whatnot. That's why it's more surprising. Now they have, like I said, if they have MJF or someone else that doesn't have a past with WWE, then that's where it's like, whoa. Jericho was shocking enough, but this one's like, okay, they're gonna do more with AEW. So it's just see what they're gonna do for business, so to speak.
Something else I just thought of that I've been seeing on the internet that kind of makes me laugh. That's kind of in the same vein as Daniel Bryan. I saw someone share the thing, and it says, "Man, has anyone else noticed that this Jon Moxley guy looks an awful lot like Dean Ambrose?" And they kept that going, and I'm like, and one of the ones I put on there, and it's obscure reference, but I'm like, man, that Shawn Spears guy looks like that Stan guy that HBK kicked.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where it's just like I do appreciate seeing that on like wrestling social media sites and groups and whatnot. It's just have fun with it. Don't be a dick about what people watch. If you don't like a particular show, which again, when it comes to WWE, I don't say I don't like them. It's just I get very disappointed with them. But
yeah, there's been disappointments, but it's can't. I mean, go ahead.
Like, why is Matt Riddle riding around on a damn scooter?
Honestly, I find it's different than what he did in NXT. But here's the thing about it is, I find some things he's doing entertaining. I do by far. But when you go, like you mentioned, Tom, what's his name? NXT, bald.
Ciampa?
There you go. I never been able to say his name real well. If he went to be in the roster for Raw and SmackDown or one of those brands, how much similarities is he going to have of his character now?
I wouldn't have any. He'd probably be a Italian chef.
Might be. It's to where they're going to evolve that character to something else. They're going to evolve.
He would offer people spaghetti.
They might do that too. Yeah. So I understand they're trying to do things differently with it. And I understand it. Sometimes it don't add up. But I like to they could be doing things better. Not so much a scooter, but just different things. They could be doing things better with Riddle. But I think that he came in pretty dang good when he started getting on SmackDown, and then obviously things changed. But you have to evolve somewhere along the way to where you're gonna be the same thing. It's just it's sometimes it ain't gonna always work out. It's to here he is gonna be. He's now on Raw. Started off on SmackDown, but they had Riddle on NXT, different character now. They have him evolved to something else. So I think it works out to different aspects. So it's just only going to get more different, more evolves. But they're not going to have me the same exact thing he was in NXT. So, interesting what happens in the next, say 6 months to 2 years with Riddle. But only time will tell. But I think some people may not like his character he has now. Some people do. But at least he's U.S. champion right now, so far. See what happens this weekend at WrestleMania.
It's just okay for Matt Riddle. I get it; they're not going to keep the character the same, but you're going to take this UFC fighter, and you're going to zero in on the fact that he says "bro," and now he's riding around on a scooter.
Well, do you expect him to be a UFC fighter in WWE? It don't always work.
No, but why is it that Brock Lesnar and other people can lean heavy into it, but then you have, because he's a stoner, he's gonna ride around on a scooter. I don't know. It's just one of those things that kind of.
What do you want, Brock Lesnar? You want Lesnar to ride around a scooter?
No, I want him to drive around on a truck.
There you go. Because look at Lesnar. Look at him. I mean, well,
actually, he should ride around on a bicycle that says Jimmy John's.
There you go. Might do that.
And
too.
be a sandwich deliverer. I mean, he already has the advertisement on his shorts. It works.
Sponsor, baby. Gotta make that money. But yeah, it's.
Can you imagine if someone the size of Lesnar showed up to hand you a sandwich from Jimmy John's?
I was like, damn, dude. I don't know. I would have to man. Says, you want to hit the gym sometime? So I would ask him. It was like, I don't know. It's like if someone his size showed up with a Jimmy John sub to deliver, like, okay, you need to be either in wrestling or you need to be in ultimate fighting. That's what I would say.
So I'm a big South Park fan. The first thing I thought of, it was about that time that I noticed that the sandwich delivery guy was 3 stories tall and looked like something from the crustacean period. God damn it, Loch Ness Monster! I'm not giving you $3.50.
Oh Lord!
It was a story from Chef's parents. Every time, like, different things would happen, it would end up being a Loch Ness Monster, like a Girl Scout selling cookies. He goes, at that time, I realized a Girl Scout was about 3 stories tall. Yeah. Any case, it was one of those things. It made. I'm sorry. It made me joke. It made me laugh there. Okay. But yeah. That's really, generally speaking, all I have to say about this past week's wrestling. We got WrestleMania happening tomorrow night. Well, by the time this goes up, probably will be that night, because this will be a Saturday upload in the middle of the day. Yeah. But we got WrestleMania happening today and tomorrow.
Live from Raymond James Stadium. They have a start time at 8:00. I was expecting 7:00, but they get on 8:00 start time.
See, here's the thing. I saw the card. I don't know if with 8:00 start time, they're probably still going to have a pre-show match at 7:00. Which on night one, I think it's going to be AJ and the New Day. AJ and New Day almost will probably be the pre-show card.
Which makes no sense to do that.
Or it's gonna be Bad Bunny and it's
I'm not gonna have Bad Bunny being a pre-show match. That'd be bad publicity.
Yeah, he's the TV person.
Why don't you just have NXT or somebody else who's not already scheduled for a match be the kickoff match? I mean, I don't see why you would take your main card and we're gonna put you in kickoff. I mean, no, don't do that. I never liked that part. So when they had Dean Ambrose versus I think it was actually Brody Lee. Well, not Brody Lee, but what was his name? Did WWE now?
You talking about Eric Rowan?
No. Brody Lee. What was it? I can't brain fart. What was his name?
Luke Harper?
There you go, Luke Harper. I think it was Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper. The Intercontinental title was a few years back.
They've had a lot of bad. They had a lot of matches
pre-show. I think it was them too. I know it was Dean Ambrose defending his title. I think it was maybe it may be against Corbin actually, maybe. But I was like, why are you going to have Dean Ambrose in the kickoff show for me? I was texting you about that. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
They had one year. They had the Usos versus the New Day in the pre-show. Who does that? Those are your 2 top-tier tag teams. I
don't like the pre-show when you take... Huh?
You're breaking up there. What were you saying?
Oh, they had... I don't understand. I don't like it when they take a main card match and put it on the pre-show. Just put it on somebody who don't have a match, put that on there, And of course, you have your Andre Giant or Royal, that on SmackDown. I was like, why don't you just put that on the pre-show you want? For the main card, your pre-show should not be one of your main card matches.
Let's have Jeff Hardy versus John Cena as the pre-show.
There you go.